Hey, speed enthusiasts, I'm Jack, and welcome to The Flying Lap F1 News, the podcast that brings you up to speed with all the head-turning action from on and off the track. We're still riding the high-octane wave from the Miami Grand Prix weekend, and boy, was it a sizzler. Buckle up as we unpack Lando's landmark win and the gutsy strategy that saw him overtake none other than Max Verstappen. Today's Monday, May 6th, 2024. Well, folks, you just couldn't script it any better than what we witnessed at the Miami Grand Prix, and today we're putting Lando Norris's landmark victory under the microscope. Crossing the line with the sun setting, Norris finally silenced doubters and personal demons by mastering the Miami International Autodrome, a venue that has quickly become a theatre of dreams and despair for the drivers on the F1 circuit. Let's break it down. Lando kicked off in a comfortable sixth, but it was teammate Oscar Piastri who at the start seemed most likely to turn heads. Yet, as the race unfolded, the hand of fate, or more precisely, the deployment of a safety car mid-race, seemed to play right into Norris's hands. The Brit made his first pit stop from the lead, a tactical masterstroke. Emerging ahead of a visibly struggling Verstappen, Lando was set up for success in his McLaren. Verstappen, in his usually unstoppable Red Bull, appeared vulnerable. Norris's poise and focus were remarkable as he managed to keep the gap to Verstappen and edge away. Now, Max settled for second, but without doubt begrudgingly, while Ferrari's Charles Leclerc managed to secure third, completing the podium but never really challenging the top two. This race wasn't just about speed, it was about strategy, tyre management, and the perfect pit stop, but all of it is background music to the mental fortitude displayed by Norris. After the disappointments of seasons past, particularly that heart-wrenching loss at the 2021 Russian Grand Prix, who didn't feel the catharsis as Lando crossed the finish line? This win wasn't just plainly deserved. It was hard fought and won with guts. Norris's triumph is also a testament to McLaren's strategy, engineering, and belief in their drivers. Back at McLaren, the reaction was, understandably, pure elation. Team radio caught the sounds of a jubilant Norris, his race engineer, and team boss Zak Brown, all reveling in a moment as sweet as any grand victory can be. It's these moments, isn't it? Pure, unfiltered human emotion that hooks us to this sport. The connection between driver, team, and machine. Today, Lando Norris didn't just win a race. He won a narrative that will be told for years to come, of the day he became not just an F1 driver, but an F1 winner. What a race, what a day, and what a sport this is. In the heat of the Miami sun, the drama on the track was just as intense, with tempers flaring and metal clashing. For Carlos Sainz and Oscar Piastri, it was an on-track tussle that would ink itself into the race's narrative. Sainz, in his blue-accented Ferrari, jostled for position with the young Piastri, who was making his McLaren work for him, hanging tough in the high-pressure environment of F1 racing. The incident unfolded at turn 17, a crucial point on the Miami International Autodrome where precision is your best friend. But for Sainz, ambition seemed to outweigh accuracy as he dived on the inside, the rear of his Ferrari, betraying him and resulting in a clash that would alter the course of his race. Piastri's McLaren took a blow, sending him spiraling down the order as he limped back to the pits for repairs. There's a cost for everything in F1. In this case, the stewards handed down their verdict. A 5-second penalty for Sainz and a penalty point tattooed onto his super license. This twist of fate pushed Sainz from a hard-fought fourth down to fifth, allowing Red Bull's Sergio Perez to climb a step higher in our race day chessboard. The scuffle and the subsequent penalty handed to Sainz not only shuffled the deck in the midfield, but also painted a stark reminder of the fine line these drivers walk, or drive, between aggression and overstepping the mark. It was a moment that captured the essence of racing, the unyielding desire to push the limits and sometimes facing the consequences when the limit pushes back. Now, speaking of consequences, let's talk about Haas driver Kevin Magnussen, who's on a bit of a knife edge after the weekend's events. Magnussen's tussle with racing fate, it seems, has left him just a whisker away from a race ban. Amidst the Miami heat, Kevin really turned up the intensity on the track, but it may have scorched him a tad too much. Here's the deal. During Saturday's sprint, K-Mag got tangled up with Lewis Hamilton, earning a few penalty points. Then, on race day, he was embroiled in a collision with homegrown talent Logan Sargent, sealing Magnussen's fate with a couple more points on his license. That scuffle sent Sargent packing and brought out the safety car. A decisive moment indeed. All told, that's 5 penalty points across this single weekend, stacked on top of the 5 he had from previous races, all adding up to a precarious total of 10 points since early March. Now, under the rules, if a driver racks up 12 points within a 12-month period, it's a one-race suspension. Kevin's staring down the barrel with just 2 points between him and a weekend off the grid. switching gears for a moment to something a bit more opulent. Now, the glitz and glamour of F1 is no secret. We've got the fast cars, the bright lights, and pit lanes that look like they're straight out of a James Bond movie. But during the Miami Grand Prix, things took a turn for the absurd at the Hard Rock Beach Club. Fancy a lobster roll? That'll be $280, please. Wings? A cool $200. This isn't just luxury, it's excess on steroids. And sure, we had the usual billionaires strolling around, Musk, Bezos, you name it. The type of crowd where dropping a few $100 on a snack is just loose change. But here's the thing. F1 isn't just for the champagne and caviar crowd. It's about the racing, the adrenaline, the skill of the drivers dueling wheel to wheel at 200 miles per hour. When you start to see water being hawked for $25 a bottle and caviar as a $400 garnish, it leaves a sour taste. It's not just the rubber that's burning, it's the fans getting burned by prices that are laughably out of touch. When we put exclusivity over accessibility in this sport, we risk alienating the true fans who fuel this global passion for racing. Because at the end of the day, it's those fans, packed on the grandstands or huddled around TVs at home, not the ones sipping overpriced rosé, who are the real heartbeat of Formula One. And that's a wrap on another exhilarating episode of the Flying Lap F1 News. I'm your host, Jack, clocking out from an electrifying Miami Grand Prix weekend. What a show it's been. Congratulations once again to Lando Norris for a stellar race and clinching his maiden victory. A moment that's well-deserved and a long time coming. Looking ahead, the Formula One circus rolls into Italy for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Until next time, keep your engines revving and your spirits high.